Hi there, it's me, Janus Rasmussen here with another episode of Production Tricks. So today we are going through 12, spoiler alert, of my favorite tricks how to enhance your workflow in Ableton. Let's just jump in. Alright, tip number 1. There's this feature in Ableton where you can nudge audio or MIDI back and forth, and you can make it more precise by holding down the command button and the left and right arrow buttons. If you don't hold command, you will go a whole step in the grid, whatever grid you have activated at the time. Tip number 2. You can duplicate time in Ableton by pushing Shift, Command and D while selecting a region of the song you want to duplicate. And then everything after it is going to be moved over. You can also delete it in time by pushing Shift, Command, Backspace. Like that. See? I've seen grown-ass men and women cry when they figure this out way too late in their life. Don't be one of them. Tip number 3. You can drag any channels or groups from any other projects in Ableton. Just go here to the places, find the project, open up the ALS file like this, and then you can see the drums here. You can take only one, like you like that shaker, take it over there. Or you can just take the whole group like this into your session, like that. It's a great way to use sounds that you've spent a lot of time creating and then using them again. Tip number 4. You can transpose anything in octaves if you press down Shift and then arrow button up or down. It works on any wave file. It also works in any instrument, inside of Simpler for example. And it also works inside of MIDI files. Like this. Or just one note. Tip number 5. You can key assign any key on your keyboard to the record button. I pick the star. That way you don't have to do any unnecessary mouse clicks to enable record. And you can quickly punch in while recording like this. Super handy way to save some mouse clicks. Tip number 6. If you want to make a chain out of a group of plugins, just press Command G, then press Command D on the chain to duplicate it. Name one Wet and the other one Dry. Go on the Dry channel and delete all the plugins. Now you can mix in the wet signal with the dry one. Tip number 7. Instead of auditioning all your sounds like this in your Finder, one by one, consider taking them all down into a drum rack. Like this. This will work with any kind of sound. It's a really good way to find the kick you want for your song and the pattern by playing on the keyboard along with the song. It's a much more natural way to find sounds for your songs, I find. This works especially well with percussion sounds, as you can play all the percussion sounds in a whole big folder together. Tip number 8. If you want to do a volume envelope in Ableton, consider putting an instance of utility on the channel. Then do show automation, put in your automation points like this. This way it frees up the volume fader on the channel, and then if later in the mixing process you want to change the fader on the channel, it's still free for you to do so. Tip number 9. If you forgot to name one of your channels after recording on it, and you want all the names of the clips to be the same as the channel, name your channel, then pick all the clips, go down to here, it says 9 clips selected. Now write in what you want it to be called, and voila, they're all called pad now. Tip number 10. To make life easier finding the channels you want to use, go into Preferences, then Input Config, and then write in the names of the inputs here. This way, when you go back to your channel, it's way easier to find what you want to use. Tip number 11. Remember to use the collection section. It's a powerful way to sort all your favorite plugins and samples into folders. Here I have one that's called Delay Reverbs. It's all my reverbs and delays of choice. Favorite instruments, favorite plugins, favorite Ableton plugins, dynamics, play with samples. And here's a new one I just created. It's called Channels. Here I made a project called Vox Choir. It's in the cases where I maybe want to record a lot of voices, and I could just drag this folder into my session, and voila, there's a group with 4 channels, all with the right inputs and named and everything, ready to go to record if you want them. It's a huge time saver. If you're going to collaborate with somebody, then remember to go into the file and click Collect All and Save. This window will pop up. Here you can click on what you want to save into the file. This way, all of the files from your sample libraries and recordings are going to be embedded into the project folder. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoy those tips, and I hope they prove to be useful in your workflow. And if you like these videos that I'm making, please consider subscribing and clicking that bell notification button. Leave me a comment, maybe a suggestion about what you want to see on this channel. And again, until next time, toodle-hoo.